Alright, so here it is. This is the, what's this thing called? This is called the Indulge 3-gallon. It's kind of like the Fluval Spec whatever's. They got little numbers to it, which I've always wanted. But they come with a hefty price. They're like $100 for like the smallest one. This is this I bought for $25. Now, granted, I bought it for $25 because it was on clearance. Because I guess they're coming out with a newer version, which I guess if I like this one, I'm gonna like the newer version. That's kind of why. Not to mention, I have an exact place where I want this to go, and $25, you can't beat that. So I went ahead and picked it up. It's got a little door to feed right there. Hood, 6 LED lights. Let me pull this down for a second. All right, so what I wanted to show you is because, and I'm gonna show you in the B-roll. This is actually the second video I've taken of this because I didn't like the first one. It comes with the, you know, standard LED plug thing, but you know, I'm liking the fact of this, that the LEDs, they are covered, so they ain't gonna get damaged with the lights. So I did a product review on some lights recently where it didn't have a cover, it didn't have the coating, and it could have got damaged. But what I'm really liking is the fact that these things clip in there. You can see that these two. So if they get damaged or they stop working because you wore it out, you could, you know, probably get some more. But here's the thing that tripped me out. I looked at the how many gallons per hour this little pump pushes out, and it said 55 gallons an hour for a 3-gallon tank. And I don't know if you can see. Let me plug this back up so you can see. But the debris that's still in there, because I just filled it up, the debris actually, can you see that? No, let me see if I can do this. Whoop, no, can't do that. All right, so the debris is actually moving at a decent rate. So I'm kind of impressed with the flow for as little as I'm gonna show you the little filter, little pump, but I'm kind of impressed with the flow. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tell you what I'm not liking. There's a couple things that I don't like off the bat. The bottom of this thing is plastic. It's a 3-gallon, but the bottom is plastic, so I think you would want to be kind of careful. You know how sometimes you got a habit of taking a rock and squishing it down in there? You don't want to do that with this one. I'm not too impressed with the filter cartridge, which, I mean, I would assume that for a 3-gallon, that's just fine. But I'm looking inside of the compartment, and the compartment, I'm going to show you on the B-roll, the compartment actually is big enough to put more filtration, but they put a baffle in there for some reason. Not to mention, absolutely no biological filtration. Zero. There's nothing in here for biological filtration. So one of the reasons I also wanted to do a second video is because, yo, I'm gonna pimp this out. I'm gonna pimp this out immediately. Starting with this thing is gone. See you later. I mean, I was never gonna buy another one anyway. You know what I mean? I wasn't ever gonna buy another one. So let's put this in here. Bang. I'm gonna use some of this stuff and stuff it down in there for my mechanical filtration. And let me show you guys. This whole thing right here comes up. This whole thing right here comes up, right? And there's a whole lot of room in it. All right, so there's a whole lot of room in there for, oh, that's a bypass. Oh, okay, I see how it works. So what this is doing is when you lift this up, the bypass kicks in. So you're not burning out the filter, because apparently this turns off the water flow. So, okay, cool. But look, there's a lot of room in there, and I'm going to show you in the B-roll too. And there's room in there for a heater, which I just happen to have a small Aquarium heater that I could put in there. So I'm really happy about that. Let me show you what I plan on putting in there for biological filtration. I got me these things right here. They're kind of like lava rocks. So I guess I'm going to have to take some of this out to make room. I mean, I'm only putting one beta in there, so you know I don't need a whole lot of biological. Plus, I'm gonna have some plants in there. So yeah, all right, that little chunk should do good. Let me tie the bag in such a way that I can move the rocks around. So let's start out with that. Boom. All right, where's my heater? I'm gonna go ahead and slide my heater in there like so, all the way down to the bottom on one side, and I'm going to put this bad boy in simultaneously with this. All right. Okay. I'm liking this already. You know, we always got to check. And there's even a little space here for me to put the heater. All right, cool. So let me put that down in there. Bang. Bang. All right. Now let me cut off some strips, and I'm going to use the original filter as a template for my strips. I'm going to use my original filter as a template for my strips. And I'm only going to cut one for right now because I don't want... I was watching a product review from Corey Aquarium Co-op on the bigger version of this, and well, it's not the same because it doesn't have the option to which is a cool option. I got to get to you that. It doesn't have a certain feature that I kind of bought it for, but let me shove this in there. All right, there it is. So I was watching the other product review on a version of this, a bigger one, and what was happening was this thing was getting clogged up really fast, even with no fish in it or it not being dirty, and draining the sump area. So I'm only gonna put one loosely fit so that water can pass nicely. I'm still a little pissed that it has this baffle in there because I could have put a bigger piece, but no, oh well. It is what it is. $25, right? $25. Make you holla. I get paid. All right, so listen. Now we get into nitty gritty. This is the whole claim to fame, right? Is its water change system, right? So first of all, I'm liking the little blue tint it has. You know, I'm digging that. I think you'd probably be able to plant low and medium lights because it's such a small thing. But here's the claim to fame. It says that if you lift this up, it should turn off, which it did. Then the bypass turned on, and you're supposed to be able to put a bucket right next to it, like so. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's filling. Check that out. So I guess if you were to find a container that can sit right next to it that was exactly 1 gallon, you could do a 1/3 water change with no problem. Or if a 1 gallon would fit in this. Now, if you only change it 1 gallon, check it out. You can get an old milk gallon, put water in it, let it sit for 24 hours, and just dump that back in, the water back in. So there's no real excuse not to do a water change. It's not like you're pulling out hoses and all kinds of stuff. Let's see how long it takes. It said 55 gallons an hour. That's what it said. 55 gallons an hour. Let me fix this light real fast for you guys. All right. Which at first, when I first opened it, I saw that it didn't have a flow knob where it could go. It had markings where you could put, you know, like the manufacturer had it originally spec'd out to have a high and low flow, but it was taken off. The actual knob was taken off, and I guess the reason why is because at 55 gallons an hour, you don't need any more than that. I mean, so how long have I been here? And I think this is like a 1.5 gallon bucket. What's it say? 7.3 quarts. 7.3 quarts. What is that? It's 6.9 liters. I have no idea what that is in gallons. I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. And we're more than halfway full. And so I guess this is 1.5 gallons, yeah. And let me say, right there, that amount of water, that's a decent amount of water to change once a week. So let's go ahead and stop this. Turn that back on. All right, is it coming out? Yeah, it's still coming out. So it's still pushing. It's still pushing. All right, let's put that water back in. Let's put that back in. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna put a bait in there. I'm gonna put some sand. I'm gonna put a branch in there. I don't know, maybe some simple plants. I don't know exactly how I'm escaping yet. In the comments below, let me know what you would do with this. Give me some ideas. Yeah, I don't like the cartridge. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have no biological media. I don't like the fact that the bottom is plastic. But for $25, it's all come together. It has room for a heater. Granted, it's a little top fin heater, but it's a little top fin tank. I like the flow of it. It's not too much, but you can definitely tell that it's got stuff moving around in there. That plastic bottom's really killing me. I ain't gonna lie to you. The plastic bottoms and the biologic filtration. If you was a first time hobbyist and you bought this for $25, the fact that it doesn't have a whole lot of biologic filtration could be problematic, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and label it as neat. What do I think about this thing? Neat. For $25, I get another one. I do the modifications, but I get another one.